Are you plain bored of woodworking? Get excited again with Fisheye's Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit. Fisheye's Sandpaper Kit comes with everything you see here. Just pick your paper, spread the glue, and shake on the sand. Voila! Beautiful handcrafted sandpaper. And if you act now, we'll include candy sprinkles absolutely free. What better way to say I love you than with a gift of sandpaper? Fisheye's Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit is just $19.99 wherever crappy gifts are sold.
We are broadcasting to you from the Crystal Gondola in the palatial main studios of Brant Aerials in the beautiful Fairfield Plain on the outskirts of Burford, Ontario in Brant County, Canada, for the education, elucidation, emancipation, enlightenment and mental emolument of the hoi polloi. Keeping in touch. Here's your host, Gary Foster.
Hey, thank you, Megan. Little classing it up a little bit here. Welcome to the first ever episode of In Touch with Brant Aerials. We're just in touch with the community. We're going to make it an interview show, as we've always tried to do in the past. If you want to be on the show, reach out. My email's in the about section on the doobly-doo, the page that goes with it and whatnot. And it's February the 15th. We come back again on the 29th and every second week from here on in, we hope. Anyway, without further ado, here is my long-suffering co-host, Mr. Jim Boshart.
Yeah, if they want to be on the show, just get in touch because we're in touch.
That's right. We were in touch with the community, right? And we'll fit people in,
And we'll keep touching whether they, file restraining orders or not.
And touch with one member at a time. Anyway, without further ado, our special guest tonight, all the way from Idaho, Mr. Marcus Crawford. Good to see you again.
Howdy, gentlemen.
You're on the board already. Wait, right down there.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Yeah, got to do the shout out to Barkley, huh? He's always lurking, isn't he, Jim?
That's right.
Yeah. We got a ton of people. East Coast Thrills. How come he doesn't have a wrench?
Well, that's your department.
Okay.
And
he becomes a moderator.
I heard Don had a bit of a rough night.
Yes. He gave his wife sandpaper, the gift that says "I love you," and
there you go. Well, if he'd used the sprinkles, he'd have been good.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sprinkles.
She's got a problem with that gift.
We got Jerry Bauer with us. We've got Lawrence from Novice Quad. Scott's here. Jim's Droning is here. East Coast Thrills. Joe Blaylock is here. John from Unlimited Vertigo. Of course, Mudball Don's always here. Drone Kings in Darwin. Brad's here. Barkley's here, lurking. Boy, who am I missing? Sudbury Drone is here. Mike from Arrow Snapper's here. Let me go back.
Way back. Lauren.
Dominic's here. Herman's here. We got hold on.
Cabaret was here.
Yeah, I got 22 people watching here.
Acarasho. Oh my God.
Yeah, 22 people, and I got 10 people liking it already.
For the first show ever of In Touch.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Get up to 30, start getting nervous.
Seems everybody wants to be touched. Lauren's here from Calgary. And and Stephen Drones, he was here early. The first one was Warren Acarasho. Here's the thing. Acarasho's coming. Nobody knows what Acarasho looks like. Jim and I are going to wear bags over our heads that say Acarasho.
That's true. Nobody's ever seen Warren, have they?
No.
Yeah, and he's coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. So
yeah, is he really? Really?
Well, really, yeah, that's true. We don't really know, do we, Jim? That's a great point.
He could pay anybody off the street. Just walk up to these guys and say, "Hey, I'm Warren."
I'm Warren. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh man. Anyway, how you been there, Mr. Marcus?
Like everybody else, just having a little bit of withdrawal because I can't get out flying as much as I want to because we're still getting through the little bit of winter weather. Recently spent a week down in Florida. My wife and I did, but a little over a week. I was on Disney World property the whole time, so I didn't take a drone with me. That's a no-no down there. So
Absolute no. Yeah.
But I will say this, and it shows. We literally ate our way through Disney World. What people don't understand is Disney. They have a ton of fine dining type restaurants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The one at the Canadian Pavilion is actually one of the best too. At Epcot.
The prime rib at the Canadian Pavilion.
Oh yeah, and it's hard to get into. It's a really small restaurant, so you have to get your reservations like 2 months in advance. Yeah.
You ate yourself through Walt Disney World. Note to self: stop off at Snow White's Pavilion.
There you go.
Okay.
I love that kind of humor, Jim. You knew how to make me laugh.
So you stayed in a Disney hotel as well?
Absolutely. I didn't even rent a car.
Which one did you stay at?
I stayed at we've got a Disney timeshare, so stayed at Saratoga Springs and the Riviera.
Okay. Yeah, because we've stayed 3 times. We stayed at Port Orleans, the New Orleans place.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, and Coronation or Coronado, and Animal Kingdom.
Always wanted to stay at Animal Kingdom. I mean, I'm kind of an animal, so it's kind of a natural. But yeah.
Oh, 4 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and I look. I go out on the balcony and I'm face to face with a giraffe on the 4th floor. Just wild, just crazy. No, but that was a good trip. So yeah, and you're going back to Florida in 51 days.
In just a few days. This is gonna be amazing. This Florida drone meetup this year. We got you guys coming down. We've never seen anybody from North Texas at the Florida drone meetup this year. Lauren has said he's going to come from Calgary, North Texas.
Texas, yeah.
And then we got some European friends, my friends from the Drone Seekers, my friends Steve and Terry. Steve's coming from the UK, Terry from Spain.
Wow,
it's gonna be really great.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a fine time because I think
you find folks are coming. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And Jordy.
Yep.
That way.
Hey, Gary, I got a confession to make. Well, you invited me on the show the other day, and I may have been stalking, although I think stalking is kind of an ugly word. So let's just call it investigating. But I'm looking at the map, and I'm looking at where you live, and I'm looking at the 10th concession, the 9th concession, the 8th concession. I just have to know, what concession did you make to live there?
I made 10 concessions.
10 concessions.
Almost 11. Almost 11. Yeah. They're why are they called concession roads? I don't know.
Yeah. You look on the map, you look by Gary's house, and there's the 10th concession road, the 9th concession road, the 8th, all the way on up.
Yeah, there's a lot up here.
10th concession at Maple Avenue.
Yeah. Somebody made a concession someplace along the line. We just don't know what it is.
And we have Quartertown line, Middletown line, West Quartertown line.
Yeah.
And then you're in a whole different stratosphere,
Yeah.
But Burford is truly the center of the universe. You know, I'm on the outside. I'm a little on the outside. I'm on Fairfield Plain, right?
You're just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. I'm in the suburbs of Burford.
Yes.
Of Burford. Yeah. Burford is a big city too. If anybody wants to look at the map, check out Burford. It's you got the food land. How's the food at the food land?
The food land is expensive.
Yeah.
You have to go out of town to buy food.
Yeah, you got to go to into Brantford, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Not that I've been looking at the map at all, and not that I've been stalking or anything. I don't mean to say that.
You've been doing GeoGuessr.
Marcus, one thing I want to know is, I've got your poker chip, but why is it magnetic?
I didn't know it was magnetic. That's awesome. I love that. That's news to me.
Yeah.
You could stick it on your fridge.
You need one of the rare blue ones. I didn't know that, Jim.
Yeah, I just played around and it sticks.
I'll be dingus. I've got a magnet on the back of my. No, mine doesn't stick. That's a magnet right there.
You gotta have an orange one.
Well, I just so happen to have a Naranja orange one right here. Oh, look, it does stick. Look at that.
See, Mama?
It's the orange ones.
You learn something new every day. When you're around Jim Boshart, you always learn something.
A little something. Just a little something.
So your Avada today was shown at the Heroes Park.
Right.
And Jim has questions.
I'm listening.
I noticed behind you there was an American flag at half mast. Who croaked?
Yeah, so it's kind of sad, actually. It was a local serviceman. There was a helicopter that crashed. I think it was down in San Diego. It was local Marine. Well, I'm going to tell you. 27-year-old Captain Benjamin Moulton of Emmett, Idaho, which is pretty close, about 15 miles away.
Wow.
Killed in a helicopter crash. So, yeah, sad but true.
So he was from your town there then?
Well, so the governor declared that all the city and everybody put their flags at half staff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very good. I think I've asked this question before, but I'm still not able to find why. But on your video, you were getting telemetry from your goggles. Which goggles do you use?
The Integra.
Because I just have the V2, and I can't get that on the card.
It does, when you record to the card, it doesn't show the telemetry on there.
No.
Oh, I'll be darned. I did not know that.
You get the telemetry in the goggles when you're flying.
I get it when I see it, but it won't on the card.
Yeah.
Whether it's the card in the goggles or the card in the drone, it just doesn't record the telemetry on my V2s.
Yeah, it just must be something with those Integra goggles, and I have both the goggles and the drone set up so that they both automatically start recording when you that way you're not forgetting.
Yeah.
All right. Now there's an interesting thing. I'm bringing this up, and I might be completely off base here. When you're flying and you're flying away from the sun, you can see the shadow of the drone, right?
Right.
Yep.
As you gain height, the shadow disappears in a very light glow. Does DJI project that glow?
No, I don't think so. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I read an explanation. You can see that with your camera drone too.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's, gosh darn it, I read about it one time, and I'm an old man, so I don't remember exactly, but there is an explanation for that. Anybody in the chat, I know, for instance, a guy that knows everything, like Barkley, could probably tell us. But I know exactly what you're saying. You see that kind of just lighter spot on the ground. Yeah.
I'm going to go here.
I've tried, John. I've clicked everything. I've tried everything except buy a new pair of goggles.
To get the telemetry to show up on there. Yeah.
Oh, well.
See if I can find it here.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've flown as well, Marcus. So watching the Avata, I just love it. The Avata is so much fun.
It is fun to fly. I'll tell you my biggest problem though, Jim, is I struggle with goggles. Because I only have this eye is really the only one that's looking at anything. This eye, as you can see, I've got a strabismus. It's kind of off doing its own thing, so it doesn't really focus very well. But this is the kind of thing you can do with the Avata, right? What I'm doing right here, you'd struggle to do this with a camera drone, and that's what makes the Avata so much fun.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find out a spot where that shadow disappears. Maybe here.
I was going straight down there.
Yeah.
That thing drops at 6 meters per second. That's pretty good.
That's pretty quick.
Fast, yeah. Yeah, that's about 14, 15 miles an hour that it drops out of the sky.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find a spot where that little thing shows up.
I think it's typically when you're higher in the air. But
hold on, right there. Yeah, but there was one spot here. Get you to turn.
I'm looking.
Now the sun's in front of you. So as we come around here,
sun's behind us here.
There.
Oh. This is where you would typically see it. Yep, with the sun behind you.
Right there, you can see it.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of something different.
Yeah, it's usually when it's well, you were kind of going to the side there.
Yeah.
Now let's see when you turn here. You're gonna turn here.
This is a really proud moment for me right here because I hadn't done this in a while.
I haven't hit a gap in a while.
I know most Avata pilots are just laughing their ass off right now.
Yeah, that's a big.
But I hit a gap right there. I feel like that's a gap. I hadn't flown in a long time, so I was feeling good about that.
But your third pack, you'll be going through little ones like that.
I've actually flown in some pretty small ones before. My friend Jackie, it's amazing the tiny little windows that she flies through and so forth.
Okay, now we're going away from the sun now. No, we're going back to
the sun now.
Yeah.
See that big bright thing up there, Gary? That's the sun.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't seen that here in a while. Yeah.
This was the day before. This was February 13th, day before Valentine's Day, too. I'm trying to remember how to do I just had gone to the Costco over there to buy the flowers.
Wow.
Let me just see if I can get you going the other way.
When you buy flowers, Marcus, that tells me you're really begging for it.
Yeah, well,
you got to pull out all the stops. I know.
I'm not too proud to beg for it. Trust me.
Okay, now we're coming back from.
The sun's behind us. We're behind Walmart right now.
Yeah, we're coming back from Walmart. So let me just see if we can see where the shadow disappears.
Which, by the way, this was interesting too. This is the furthest I've ever flown the Avata. I was out behind the Walmart in the field there, 930 meters, so almost a kilometer.
Oh yeah, thanks for using metric.
I like metric, particularly when it comes to drones. All the manuals are written in metric. Number one, number two, the metric system is so easy to use, makes so much flipping sense. Anyway,
see right here.
No.
See that light spot? Can you see my cursor?
Yeah, we can see the cursor
right there.
But as you fly, the light spot will. Yeah, exactly. I see what you're saying.
See it right there?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. I've seen that before. You'll see it with your camera drones too. And
yeah,
I've read an explanation of it, and I can't remember. Oh,
Okay.
I know. Somebody smart like Lauren could probably tell us what it is.
Yeah.
Unlike us, Lauren is a real camera guy.
So anyway, yeah, that was that. So
Hey, okay, so that we were just looking at those two fields side by side there by the Walmart and that. I'm telling you, I'll bet you by next year that'll all be houses. I'll bet you.
yeah, they're doing that here too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Jim's just moving into one of those. You know,
Here's what Lauren says. Lauren, are you pulling our leg, Lauren? Are you pulling our leg? Come on. Sun bouncing around inside the camera. What the heck?
Yeah, it's the light hitting the back of the camera, making a little white spot on the other side.
I like Barkley's explanation better.
Yeah.
The glitch in the matrix.
Yeah. So now, when you're doing that, right? You've got a mic on, right? Your mic the whole time,
right?
So, and you've got some of the views are from the goggles, and some of the views are from the drone. Now, and you've also got a camera on the ground at you. How do you?
I didn't in that particular video. I did not, but I often do.
Okay. How do you edit all that stuff together and get the sound right?
Super easy. This is an old editor's trick. Bet you Jim knows what I'm talking about. It's this simple. That simple.
Okay.
So when you're matching up the video, you just match the clap the second those hands come together. And then the audio, when you look at the audio waveform, you'll see a big spike. You line that spike up with that clap, and boom, you're good to go.
So you've just got to keep all the clips lined up with that clap.
That's exactly right.
You clap,
then you're synchronized.
You clip to the clap.
Yeah.
Now, to be an editor, you have to have the clap.
Yeah, you got to have the clap. What can happen though is, especially with cheaper drones, like a lot of those bargain drones that I review, they'll have what they call frame dropping. In other words, the timeline of the video will get off. It'll either be faster or slower than real time. And you always get, whether I'm recording a screen recording off my phone or off of the controller, that's always real time. But sometimes what you get off the SD card may not be. So sometimes you have to adjust it a little bit and catch it up. But and even some DJI drones, like I noticed with the Mini 3, not the Mini 3 Pro, but the Mini 3 standard, it frame drops like crazy. Yeah, you lose time in the video. Yeah. Wow. And that all has to do with the processor. It's how good of a processor they're putting in the drone. So
yeah. Well, when you're in the air though, it doesn't have to be really precise, because your lips aren't seen, right?
That's true. But here's in my videos, because I'm often showing the screen recording with it. If the screen recording and the video from the drone are not synchronized, I think it looks stupid. You see guys that they'll have a screen recording in the video will do one thing, and then a second later, here the screen recording does the same thing. I don't know. I think that's, but in any case, and then also when you're coming into land and you're talking to the drone, then you're not synchronized either. It's not going to be synchronized to your voice won't be synchronized to the video. So anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I see Paul Wedgenbig is here. Paul Brown Wedgenbig, and Johnny Drone Flyer's here. And Frank Rizzo. What's that?
You let Johnny in your show? Even in?
Oh yeah.
You told me you blocked him.
No. Frank Rizzo has just been made a moderator too, by the way.
Nice.
Also, you don't have to be a guest to get a wrench.
No. No. But that allows Frank to go and check on all of these other channels and then subscribe. And apparently he's subscribed to me twice now. So that's,
Hey, I gotta ask. I see Max. What did Max do to piss off Vic Moss the other day? Is what I want to know.
Yeah.
I
didn't see that part, so I don't even know. But yeah,
I think Vic doesn't understand sarcasm.
yeah. So
Yeah, well, you know, it's Max's shtick is DJI sucks.
yeah,
They're trying to talk serious about that.
Yeah. And Vic Moss wasn't having it.
We weren't having anything of it. We were all and Max. You need to understand. The rest of us were all just laughing our ass off. So
Vic dropped the F bomb.
yeah.
Mr. Diplomatic. Oh man, Jack Lake Pilot has joined us too. So yeah, so no, it's interesting to see the way everything gets edited together, but it's like a continuous flight. So
well, seriously, all kidding aside, you see like in old movies where they show the clapper, that they come in and have the movie written on and they'd clap. That's exactly what that was when they were editing those old movies. That's how they would synchronize the sound with what was going on in the movie.
And in the projector, they always had a beep, right? You'd loop the film up, and there was a little place where it had to loop, and you'd coordinate the loop with the beep, because when it would go 3, 2, 1 beep, and away you go. So yeah. So it's all getting the audio and the video straight and stuff like that. So, and when you're recording off the tripod at you, what are you using there? Do you use a pocket or use a gimbal?
Funny you mention that. So I just bought it. I haven't used it yet, but I just bought this guy right here, an Action 4. But in fact, it's I don't think I've got it right here. My friend Lauren from North Texas got me going on this guy, and that is the Action 2. Love this camera, man. This Action 2, it is the stuff. And I actually have a couple of them, and they all fit right in this little kit right here.
Nice.
So, but there's more to it, because when I'm doing like, say, reviewing a drone or something, and you need to get those close-up shots of whatever you're looking at, the Canon M50, because you can really get fine focus and get right in it at whatever you're looking at. So
yeah.
I used to use this one out in the field quite a bit, but the problem with and I don't know if some of the newer cameras are any better, but it automatically stops recording after 20 minutes. So what would happen to me is and in those days I used to record the audio to the camera, and the camera would stop recording, and I'd lose all my audio and everything. So anyway,
yeah, that's not good.
No.
So I use the pocket too, but I use it rarely because I don't film myself when I'm out flying, and I'm not flying now until April. Canadian drone law. I've been getting these cramps in my hands and stuff, and can't sleep at night. My wife got me taking cannabis gummies, and it seems to really settle that kind of stuff down. And in Canada, you have to wait 28 days after using any cannabis product. Even creams, right? Transport Canada says you can't fly. So take the winter off. Who needs to be out there?
Now, here's the thing I want to assure you of, Gary. When you come down to Florida for the meetup, in the U.S., we don't give a shit.
No.
Fly however,
That's why I say I'm not flying till April.
Yeah.
Gary, we can even bring our guns down.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't.
No, actually, the FAA, I think the rule is, but lips, from the time alcohol touches your lips till you can fly again, is like 8 hours, I think.
Yeah, and it's 12 here, so I never fly before noon.
There you go.
Or sometimes 2 in the afternoon for the 12-hour rule. But
Hey, so Max Air 420. How does Max Air 420? Of course, he's in New York, but how does he get around that? That he'd never be able to fly, right, Max?
Never be able to fly in Canada. Oh man. Oh, it's not that I don't want to fly. It's just like Herman is saying, Gary, why do you say you don't want to fly? I'd love to fly.
Unlimited vertigo he's got what I was trying to say, 12-hour bottle to throttle window. Okay,
yeah.
Bottle to throttle.
Yeah. So I don't know. That works for me for that kind of stuff, but this 28 days doesn't make sense, but
Diet Coke.
I live with it. Coke Zero.
Coke Zero's good. Yeah.
Real Coke.
Oh man, the full strength.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Boshart is hardcore, Gary.
Well, we're not the Pepsi generation. Do you remember that? That was a 70s thing, wasn't it?
It was. We're old enough to remember. We're old enough to remember, Gary.
There you go.
Freaking Barkley. Hey, so did I tell you when Barkley came to Idaho?
No.
Yeah. So he came and what was I doing? I was doing something upstairs here, and I hear a knock on the door downstairs, and what he did is he just left Spanx sitting on the front porch, right? And my wife opens the door, and here's this stuffed monkey sitting there, Well, then here comes Barkley, and by the time I got downstairs, my wife had him. She put him to work. She was doing some kind of frickin' I'm trying to remember, some kind of craft or something, but she had Barkley arranging all this stuff, and hey, put the guy to work.
There you go. Oh man. Okay, so hold on. Where are we? Drone Nation. How did you get that team together? How did that was Xeno Nation?
It was. So the whole story is Ron and Bill the drone reviewer, kind of talked me into doing some live shows with them and so forth. And then Ron came up with the idea of Xeno Nation. The original Hudson Xeno was kind of a revelation at the time. It was the first really cheap drone, GPS camera drone that would shoot 4K video and had a 3-axis gimbal, etc. So Ron came up with the idea of Xeno Nation, and so we, really all the credit goes to Ron. He is the heart and soul behind that whole thing. That is pulling all the strings in the back room. But yeah, we started it, and the rest is history. And of course, the Xeno thing kind of went away, so we just pivoted to Drone Nation, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. They really had fun with that, and made the bigger thing. And you guys both know this. What happens is when you start putting yourself out there and you kind of get into this community, you make some really great friends. You meet people from all over the world. It's fun stuff.
Yeah, and that's really our goal, is to keep in touch with everybody, like to keep everybody in touch and get to know everybody a little bit better. But I'd love to have DeMarco on, but he's always not available on Thursday.
Oh, he's a busy guy. Well, he often, if you notice, he can't even make it to Drone Nation, and he's one of our co-hosts because his kids are involved in so many different extra activities, sports and so forth. So yeah, he's a busy man.
You gotta get your priorities straight. You can't let your family get in the way of having a good time, right?
Yeah. Well, fortunately, DeMarco does have his priorities straight. Yeah. He's got great kids too. His kids are awesome. Yeah.
Well, that's what they say about the Irish. Always friends in before family, right?
Yeah. There you go.
We don't. Let's not get No politics, religion, or racism. Kindness and respect. There we go.
Yeah.
Get me back on track. So one day we'll find a space for DeMarco to get on. And before I had a policy that we wouldn't bring anybody back, but I think it's time to go full circle and start to bring people back in that have been on the show before. It doesn't
Things change. Yeah, things change.
Yeah. I see Ray Kelly's in the chat. We hope that he's doing well.
Yeah.
That motto was for the old show. I showed up at a drone meetup and I said, no politics, religion, or racism. And somebody facing in the opposite direction said, that's Gary. They knew me by my tag.
By that statement. Yeah.
And I didn't use it at the outset of this show because this is a new show and we're not numbering them anymore. We're not going to brag about the number. We did 83 of the other ones, and we'll just continue on, doing our thing, and getting people connected. Keep in touch with everybody.
Hey, did you see what Johnny is saying? He's talking to you directly there. He says Marco demands a big payday. He's famous.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, we're not paying because we're not bringing any in. So now, Jackrabbit, Scott was on. There was a great line the other day, and I think everybody missed it. Scott was driving, and said I can't tag people because I'm in the car driving. Stephen Drones always says don't fly over people. And when he was putting stuff in the chat, when Scott was putting things in the chat, Steve typed in, don't drive over people.
That I always thought that went without saying, but
I mean that's his tagline, and it fit perfectly in that instance. So
there's a question for you, Marcus.
Yeah, no, Hudson is still around. So when they came out with the what was it, the Xeno 2, it was so late coming to market that a lot of people canceled orders and stuff. So PayPal canceled Hudson, so they had to figure out another way to market themselves in the United States. So that's where Exo Drones comes in. So Exo Drones didn't buy anybody out. It's just a rebranded Hudson drone. And in the rest of the world, they're sold. Yeah, Gary, you've got an Exo, don't you? I've got a couple of them back here. They're just really that. Yeah, that's the Blackhawk. I've got the Hudson version, and I've got the Exo version of that drone.
Yeah, this is the Exo. This is the Exo Mini Pro.
Oh, that's the Mini. Okay, yeah.
Well,
actually,
under 249 grams if you take the heat shield off the bottom.
Yeah, same thing as the Xeno Mini Pro.
There you go. That's 249 grams, and this is like 255 or something. So
yeah. Anyway, it's the same drone. Exo is Hudson. It's just they just stamped their brand on it. And Exo at this point is just a company down in Florida. They're just a branding company. That's all they are.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The thing flies good.
That's about the best thing you can say about it.
And it's under 249 grams, so I can fly it stone.
Yeah. There you go. Here's the problem that I had with the not just the Xeno Mini Pro, which is what that is, but the Xeno Mini SE is gimbal control. I kept having a little bit of jello in the video, micro shakes and so forth, and a little bit of soft, I don't know if you call it soft focus, but blurriness on the periphery in the video. I don't know. I just was never happy with it.
We call that Jimmy 5 beers in.
There you go.
When I crashed my Air 2S, I was covering an event, a motorcycle meetup, crashed my Air 2S, and I got run over by a pickup truck. So I had this in the car. I had the Hubsan, the Exo Mini Pro. I went up and I flew the event with this and posted the footage, and nobody noticed the difference.
You know, they may have improved it too, though, Gary, because I have the Xeno. I had a couple of Xeno Mini Pros. I gave one of them to Lon. I've got very early versions, so they very well could have been improved since I got mine.
So how many drones do you have there, Marcus? 50, 60?
Oh, probably not that many. If I had to take a guess, I'm going to say between 20 and 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I've got.
But they come in the mail sometimes, Jim. They just show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got 3 that fly, so I'm good.
This one's sealed, new in the box. I gotta open it up and take it out and fly it.
Look at that. The price for being a big time YouTuber.
Well, you know, it's a tough job that somebody's got to.
The ones they send you for free are not the ones you really. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what.
DJI,
I don't know what DJI is coming out with next, but they say it's not a drone and it's not a camera.
Race car.
So,
I'd be all over that, Jim.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Or a boat. Oh, a submarine.
Submarine. Yeah. Not a camera, not a drone. What the heck? Well, that'll be fun to see.
Now we're just
now they've just come out. They've come out with a new mic, so it can't be a microphone, and it's not a camera, and it's not a drone. So, well, an underwater drone would still be a drone, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Now, this was somebody who was recently interviewed that was from DJI in Texas. And he was the one that said something's coming out that he couldn't talk about other than to say that it wasn't a drone or a camera.
Yeah.
So
RC car would be a lot of fun, especially now that I'm on the beach.
Well, yeah, you're going to be living on the beach.
On the beach.
When's the big move? Are you getting ready? You all packed up?
Well, yeah, pretty much. Tuesday the appliances came. This coming Tuesday is going to be some furniture, and so I think we're going to be lock, stock, and barrel out of Brampton by March 25, 26th.
Oh, so you've got a while to go.
Where are you moving to, Jim?
I'm moving Fort Erie, just this side of Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he'll be right on the lake. He'll be able to see America from there.
Right there. There's America.
America.
Yeah.
I used to work at a place where I could climb up a 300-foot tower and see Erie, Pennsylvania across the lake. They had to be 300 feet up, and if you brought binoculars, you could see people skiing over there. There was some kind of a ski hill in Erie.
Sarah Palin, I can see Russia from here.
No politics. Come on.
I know that was not politics. I was saying.
Pretty close to where we went for lunch with Barkley that one day, Gary.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're more like, what is it? Crystal Beach you're at?
Yeah.
So Crystal Beach.
Yeah.
So you can stalk them on the Google Maps there.
Yeah.
I'm just looking right now. That's exactly what I'm doing while we're talking here.
Yeah, look for Crystal Beach, and you'll see that he's just a little west of Buffalo.
I see Waverly Beach, Old Fort Erie.
Yeah, so it's just west of Fort Erie, right on the water.
Canada has beaches. Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the south coast.
Wasaga.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there I see it. Crystal Beach, right there. Look at that.
There I am.
Nice. I like it. You got a little park. Look at that park.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, that's awesome. That's going to be, no, seriously, I'm not joking. That's going to really be fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'll be down there flying all the time.
Yeah. I'm going to come visit. I'm not kidding. That looks like that's going to be a riot.
Oh, it looks like a real nice scenic place, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a
right on the
lighthouse.
water. And and we could go and we could get ships on the Welland Canal.
Yeah, that's not too far away.
Do that. There's all kinds of stuff down there.
We got a boat launch there, so I'll be able to chase some sea dews.
I see that boat launch too.
Oh, we can put my boat in the water. Hasn't been in the water in 5 years.
Well, yeah, then you and Jim can go out on it first then, Gary.
Yeah. We'll be able to record the Titanic too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'll follow you with the drone.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a job putting that thing back in the water. There's gonna be a lot of restoration work. It's a 1975 Sturry that I've got. It's a 14-footer with a 1985 motor, 50 horse motor on it. So
got 50 horse on a 14-footer is something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
it goes. It
Yeah.
goes. It goes if it starts. The trouble is, a boat you can't push start it. It doesn't.
Uncle Bill's got the right idea because old man Periwinkle's going to be out on the beach there. There's going to be a lot of content.
Oh man.
Yeah, looking forward to that arrest.
You're not far from the Birdie Boating Club? Jeez. Or the Buffalo Canoe Club? Holy cow.
Yeah.
Maple
Not
Leaf
like the
Park
Sahara.
out there. I like it. Oh, you got a Tim Hortons. You got a Tim Hortons right there, too. Look at that.
Everybody has a Tim Hortons.
Canada. How do you not have a Tim Hortons?
Hey, Burford doesn't have it. Burford has no Tim Hortons.
All you got in Burford is the Food Lion or whatever it was.
The closest Tim Hortons to my new house, the drive-through can only fit 3 cars in it. If you're the 4th car, you're still out in the road.
You're on the street.
We don't have Tim Hortons in Burford, but we got 3 pizza shops downtown.
You gotta love pizza.
Yep, mom and pop shops.
Yep. One of them's a chain, Godfather's Pizza.
I'm not kidding, Jim. I'm completely serious. I'm just looking at the map. That looks like some great places to fly. I want to come visit.
Well, you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah.
Just you, though,
And
Mark, nobody else.
And Fort Erie's just down the road, so there's lots of shopping and touristy stuff in Fort Erie, right?
Yeah.
We went and had a wonderful lunch there with Barkley.
Yep.
That one
Nice
time.
little
So
town. Yeah, we fell in love with it and said, let's buy that one.
Okay, so I see something here on the map. The Peace Bridge. Is that the one where they had that big deal the other day?
The other month. But
Well, yeah, whatever it was where the car went flying and all that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the Peace Bridge. There's the Peace Bridge, the Rainbow Bridge, the Whirlpool Bridge, and the Lewiston Bridge, right? So there's 4 ways across the Niagara River there.
Jordan flew off that little boat launch area when we went down, moved some stuff down one weekend.
I thought you were going to say he flew off the bridge.
Yeah.
So Joe Blaylock has said, what is Tim Hortons? Come on, Joe. Look it up. Google it, Joe.
Oh, man. Tim Hortons started in my hometown where I was born.
Hamilton.
Yep. Hamilton, Ontario.
Tim Horton and Ron Joyce.
I wish Timmy's had come south. I'm not kidding. I wish they would.
Well, they have Tim's in Buffalo and Boston and, some of the border towns or hockey towns will have a Timmy's.
Yeah, the whole world's a hockey town now, though, Gary. I mean, seriously. No, I meant that seriously. I mean, like, you got like Las Vegas now, they're huge hockey towns. So
yeah, Los Angeles is a big hockey town.
Right.
St. Louis, the Oilers are in St. Louis tonight.
Yeah,
but
Florida Panthers.
Not as many American skaters, born American skaters.
Oh,
That,
yeah.
that Las Vegas Stanley Cup winning team, 18 of them were Canadian.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll lend you the kids.
Well,
Knuckleheads.
that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. So,
You know what we do in the U.S.? We just buy Canada.
Every man has his price, and mine just happens to be a little bit lower.
Yeah, well, that's.
You'd
that's
be
the way
surprised what I do for $20.
That was taking it a little bit too far, Jim.
TMI?
In most places in Canada, you go to the Tim Hortons that's on your side of the street because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? You might go an extra block. You might pass one to get one where you don't have to make a left turn.
Yeah, so you don't have to go cross traffic. Yeah.
Because they're. In fact, there's one spot in Brantford where there's one on opposite corners. So no matter which of the four ways you're going, you're going to hit
So
the
have
Tim
you ever
Hortons.
heard of a restaurant called the Waffle House?
Yes.
Heard of it.
In the southern United States, Waffle House, and literally there are freeway. You were just saying that, Gary, but there are freeway exchanges where there are 4 Waffle Houses. There'll be one on each corner of the freeway exchange. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Waffle House, their sign looks like it's made out of Scrabble tiles or something.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. So without the scores.
They're not known for fine food, but what they're known for is edible food and lots of it.
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes that's all you need.
That's right.
You just need to find a place to get something to fill your gut, and away you go.
Yeah.
Right. Quick in and out, and you're on.
In-N-Out, speaking of In-N-Out, we just got our first In-N-Out burger here in Idaho. It's about a mile from my house. Have you heard of In-N-Out?
I've seen it in your videos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a California-based burger chain, and it's insane. It's almost like a religion to some people or whatever. There were literally, when they first opened up, they had it set up like Disneyland. Like you pull in there with your car to get in the drive-through. You'd move from this parking lot to this parking lot to this parking lot. People waited 8 hours in their cars. They had porta potties set up along the way to get through the drive-through at the In-N-Out burger.
Now, there was a time in California where they had the In-N-Out burger bumper sticker.
That you could scratch off the
B and the R, so it was In-N-Out Urge.
In-N-Out Urge. Yeah, they still have those bumper stickers, and I'm quite sure people still do it.
Yeah.
In Canada, Marcus, you know what the In-N-Out store is up here?
Probably a liquor store, I'm going to guess.
Beer store.
Beer store.
Yeah. Because they have an in sign and an out sign at opposite ends of the parking lot. So,
Gotcha.
so we go to the In-N-Out store.
Yeah.
And only recently have they allowed sale of beer and wine
In grocery stores.
in grocery stores.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it was only at government controlled outlets up until.
That's why it was great when I was 14 going down to the States on hockey tournaments, go to a 7-Eleven, get a 6-pack. Oh, yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And up here, back in the day when I was a kid, and you went to the liquor store, you went to a counter and you filled out a little slip that had little check boxes of all the different kinds of liquors. You just checked off what you wanted, handed it to the guy. They'd go in the back and get it out, bring it to you. You'd pay for it, and they'd put it into a little paper bag, and away you go.
But you couldn't brown paper bag.
Yeah, you couldn't go and you couldn't touch a bottle until you bought it.
Right.
But that was the good old days. But anyway, we're coming up to the hour, and
we haven't talked about drones that much, have we?
Or drag racing.
We've hardly hit anything on my list.
Let's do part 2 tomorrow night.
What's that?
Let's do part 2 tomorrow night. We can talk about drones and drag racing.
Works for me.
Yeah. Well, we'll do. Well, or we can come back on the 29th, Anyway, I'm going to play the new outro.
Ooh,
You
riveting.
saw the new intro, Here's the new outro.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Pretty much the same as before. Hold on, I still got to set it up. I got to figure this out, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Heaven forbid you actually have something queued up and hit the right button.
outro.
Some things never change.
Go.
The outro changes, but just getting to it will.
Does that work?
Oh, yeah. There
Yeah.
you go.
Now it looks like the old one.
That's the old one.
Yeah, I know, but it changes at the end.
Oh, wait.
Thanks, everybody. It was great having you here. Tune in again in 2 weeks, and we'll be doing it again.